And we are live. We are back for UFC 229, one of the best cards and one of the best fights of all time. Conor McGregor versus Khabib. And I have two people on my show today. Ricky, for the return of Ricky. And I also have the only Russian probably on the planet going for Conor McGregor. So, Notorious, welcome to the show. And how do you like this card?
Hey, I'm fucking pumped. You know, there's a reason why I'm going for Conor. Obviously, the name, you can tell, Notorious. So let's get it, boys. Fucking pumped.
Ricky, how's it feel to be back?
It feels good, man. I couldn't miss the most anticipated fight of 2018. You know, this is a classic striker versus grappler match. And, you know, you can tell by looking at my cauliflower ears that I'm going to be going for the grappler here. I don't know what these guys are smoking, but I think Khabib's going to take him down and maul him. And I can't wait to get into it later today. But feels good to be back, man.
That's good, man. Before we talk about the card, let's recap the last fight or last card. So that was a good fight, man. Anders versus Santos. I was pretty bummed because I bet Anders, but I mean, he showed a lot of heart. He took it on like a week's notice, and Santos is still good, but I mean, I'm gonna fade him, man, down the line. I don't think he has what it takes to be a top 10 guy. What about you? What do you guys think?
Who, Santos?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You take it first, Biggie.
Well, actually, if he was gonna fight Manuel, I was gonna actually take him there, because I think Manuel is chinny. Well, so is Santos, you know, both are chinny, you know. So it has to be the right matchup. I think if he's fighting a really good boxer, then I'm definitely going to fade him. But, you know, it really depends. I think he might be a crack the top 10 because the division is so shitty, you know. So we'll see. But, yeah.
I hope they make Jan versus Thiago Santos because Jan would fuck him up bad, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I
John
think he would.
Blachowicz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, dude, Volkan too. Volkan would knock him out too. We would knock out Santos.
I don't really know what Santos is doing in the 205 division. Maybe it's not as stacked as the middleweight, but I don't see him going that far in either of them. He's going to be a really good maybe gatekeeper, you know, but I just think his chin is just it's not championship material.
Right.
No.
I agree.
Yeah, let's talk about our plays for the last card. So I cashed on Andre versus Barao. Yeah, man, it felt good. I mean, I honestly think the guy has a lot of talent. I know he doesn't have the best ground game, so obviously when he fights like the grapplers of the division, he's going to be in trouble. But next fight, I mean, who should they give him? Maybe like Cerudo? Probably not. Cerudo's coming off a loss, but I think he's pretty good. Good striker. And Barao is 100% done. I don't care what anyone says. The guy should not be fighting anymore. And I hope he goes to 145 because he'll be faded again. And, go ahead.
I'm just going to say, fuck Renan Barao. I put 0.5 units on Barao by sub, and in the first round, dude, he was close, man.
Yeah, I was sweating, dude. I was sweating.
And then I don't know, he just came out in the second round like a piece of shit that he is, and didn't try to grapple, and it looked like washed out Barao, you know, and then he lost. I mean, I thought the judges gave it to the right guy, so I can't be mad there. So yeah,
I feel bad. He used to be so good, dude.
Yeah, something about Barao is like you said, he was a dominant champion, but I don't know, USADA, like you said, just
and TJ
took a toll on him. TJ changed his life, and now it seems like he only has about one round in him, and after that one round, man, he is done. He'll just stare at you for the rest of the 10 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, you can't really pick him. I don't know. Barao seems like an easy fade to me. I kind of feel dumb for not betting on Uo, but my only play cashed, which was Sergio Moraes and Francisco Trinaldo. To be honest, like I thought that shit was easy. Like I was saying, Moraes is like easy money. Like his jiu-jitsu just showed to be superior than that 10th Planet bullshit. Like you know, it's pretty good sometimes, but the rubber guard is not going to work against someone that knows what they're doing. And Sergio Moraes just proved it. He passed his guard like butter twice, the same exact way, straight to mount. Almost finished him in the first round and got the job done in the second. And man, that was great to see. And Francisco Trinaldo just showed that his Dunham, man, his body is so weak today. It seems like any shot is gonna put him down and take a knee.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Grandpa Trinaldo, you know, for getting it done. I had like 15 units on the guy, so I mean 13 straight, and then I had 1 unit by KO, so that cashed as well. So which was very nice. I mean, I did see the decline of Dunham. I saw him live at 223 in New York, and if you get knocked out by OAM, then you know you're done. So yeah, so it was an easy fade there, you know, and the other bets that I had Julian Robertson.
Me too. Yeah, that sucked.
dude, she was like what 10 seconds away from winning because the girl had a broken foot. But yeah, I mean, she got overzealous passing the guard, you know, and got submitted with a great armbar. I mean, can't really say much more about that. You know, it's a shitty thing that happened, but you know, sometimes fading Brazilians is not the best thing.
No. Not in Brazil. Not in Brazil.
You know, exactly. The one to fade was Barao, which I didn't do. But yeah, and then the last bet I had was Nogueira. I got greedy. I took him by decision. Yeah, so that's your lesson right there. If you think the fighter's gonna win, just take him straight. If he's a dog, a big dog too. So yeah, but overall, I cashed 5.6 units.
Nice.
So it was a good night.
Good. A win's a win.
For sure.
Yeah, I was surprised about Cowboy knocking out Carlo in 40 seconds because I bet Carlo and I did not see that coming. Damn, dude, Cowboy's good. I mean, he's a top 15 guy, but I really want him to fight Luque. I mean, next fight because I think Luque would break him. That's just me, but I mean, we'll talk about that another time when it happens. So let's start off with the card. So first fight of the night, we got Tony Martin versus Ryan LaFlare, and I'm going to start off with Notorious for this one.
Yeah, so the fight, I think Tony Martin has a lot of advantages in this fight. I think his striking is better. I think his cardio is going to be better. I think his distance control is better. I think the only advantage that LaFlare has, well, two, size and wrestling, which, you know, pretty big advantages when Tony Martin is going up in weight. I mean, he fought at 170 last time, but he also fought at 155, and he lost to grinders like OAM before. But he did come out strong in the third round, so that's something that's nice to see. LaFlare, I think his best days are kind of behind him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Martin gets it done. But at the same time, if Ryan LaFlare is able to grind him out for at least 2 rounds, he might win a decision as well. If I had to pick somebody, I would pick Tony Martin by unanimous decision, 29-28. So, yeah.
Ricky, you want to go next?
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. Like you said, I think Tony Martin has maybe movement, striking, even distance control. But those advantages LaFlare have are huge advantages. You got wrestling and you got the size. Something Tony Martin has had problems with, I think, are like really strong, heavy grapplers. You know, Dariush submitted him. You know, it was pretty bad too. I think that LaFlare's size is just going to be too much. He's going to impose his will, get him down, and unless Tony Martin is able to keep his standing, I don't know. I think he's going to get the win. So I'm going to have to go with the other way and go with LaFlare. Either way, I'm not confident in this decision. And like either if you're going to bet, probably go with the dog in this one, you know, because I really do think it's just whoever because if Tony Martin can keep it standing for 2 rounds, then I think he'd get the win. But if LaFlare can get the takedowns, then, you know. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with the grappler on this one, and I'm going with LaFlare.
Yeah, it's a close fight, man. I'm going to have to go with the dog, though. I think Tony Martin obviously has the better striking. I think he's more athletic. LaFlare definitely has the size, but Tony Martin's been training with Colby Covington, probably one of the best grapplers in the UFC by far. And, I mean, training with him, I think his wrestling's going to be good. He already has pretty good wrestling, but obviously LaFlare has the size and the better grappling. But, I mean, Martin hung in with, you know, Keita, man. I mean, he definitely out-grappled Keita as well. So, and he beat him on the feet, obviously. But Keita could even take him down. And, you know, Tony Martin's pretty good jiu-jitsu. He's not going to tap out Ryan LaFlare, obviously, but he has striking advantage, and I mean, I think he can win a close fight. So I'll go with Tony Martin, but I mean, I'm not going to be betting it. It's a close fight. Maybe for DraftKings, though. So next fight, we got Gray Maynard versus Nick Lentz, and I'll let Ricky start off with this one.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, I'm not really too fond of either of these fighters, but I'm a lot less fond of Gray Maynard. I really think he's on his way out. You know, his best days are behind him. You know, like his fights with Frankie Edgar were one fights to go down in the books. But I mean, if you look at his record recently, this fool's been losing like most of his fights. You know, he lost like 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 out of his last 7 fights. You know, maybe won 2 out of his last. Or won 5 out of 7 fights or something, because he's won 2 recently. But I mean, his win against was Teruto Ishihara, who I think Teruto's like really one-dimensional. You know, he's not a very good. Yeah, he's not a very good. He's not very good against wrestlers. You know, the way to beat him is pretty simple: take him down or grind him out. You know, don't let him have the range. So Maynard is actually pretty good at that. but I do think he's on his way out. Lentz is going to get the win here. I just think he's going to be he's just going to be a little bit more athletic for him and just get the win that way.
Yeah, I agree, man. I got Lentz as well. He was someone that was looking at betting, but I'm only going to have one play in this card. But yeah, Gray Maynard, in my opinion, is done. You can say Lentz is on the way out too, but I think he has more left in the tank. I don't think it's gonna be really hard for Gray to take. I think Lentz down. Even if he does, Lentz has a very good, guillotine off his back. I think he can get back up as well. He definitely has the striking advantage. He has good cardio. Gray's just the guy's just not. I think he's done, honestly, man. I mean, I know he beat Ceruto, but Ceruto's one of the worst guys at 145, and now he's fighting Nick Lentz, and I know Nick's kind of a small lightweight too, but the guy's pretty strong, man. And Nick Lentz is never going to be a top 15 guy, but I mean, he used to be, and he does have, I feel like, a lot of advantages here. So if he keeps on the feet, I think he can win. So I got Nick Lentz, and he's not. I don't think he's going to finish Gray Maynard, but I got him by decision. What about you, Notorious?
Yeah, I wish I could say that I'm picking Gray Maynard here because I hate Nick Lentz, but I don't think I can say that. I think like you guys said, Gray Maynard is on the way out. He beat Ishihara, who just fought at 135. So that's a huge size advantage that he had there, which he doesn't here. And even if he takes him down, I think Nick Lentz could snatch that guillotine. I know Gray Maynard has never been submitted, but, there's always the first time. And I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Lentz hurts him and submits him, honestly. I think he has better striking. I think he's going to have better movement. And, yeah, I think that he's going to get it done. So I'm going to be picking him by submission. That's my first hot take.
Let's do it, man. So next fight, we got Scott Holtzman versus Alan Patrick, and I'll start off with this one. I didn't really look into this one that much. I know we're gonna get it from Patrick. He's a good grappler, good jiu-jitsu, kind of a grinder. His striking, he throws a lot of unorthodox stuff, but I don't think he has the best striking, obviously. Scott Holtzman, I'm not gonna say a jobber. He used to be a jobber, but he's definitely improved fight to fight. I know he beat Horcher last fight, which is one of the worst guys in the division. But, I mean, Patrick's obviously fought in the better competition, beating the better guys. But I think it's a close fight, man. Scott's a very big lightweight for sure. One of the biggest guys, 155. And he's improving his takedown defense. I think it's going to be hard for Patrick to kind of, hold him down. And on the feet, I think Scott has the better striking. He has good pressure. He trains MMA Lab, so obviously you know what you're going to get from him. Tough guy, be in your face. So I'm going to go with the dog, man. I got Scott Holtzman. I know, shout out to Kelton. I know he has a big bet on Patrick, but I think Scott's going to hurt him, man, and I think he's going to keep it on the feet. So I got Scott with a decision. What about you, Ricky?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So I also, I saw the line came out, and I wasn't interested in betting. I was kind of leaning Patrick's way before the line came out. When the line did come out, I'm not interested in betting him at -250. I think it's closer than that. I see it closer than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to split decision here. I do think that Alan Patrick, he's more wild. He might have a striking advantage in terms of his wild shit that he throws, and I think he's more athletic. just a faster guy. But Scott, I think he has better fundamentals. So sometimes that shit wins you the fights. So I'm just gonna pick 29-28 for Alan Patrick, as that was my lean. But I'm not that confident to bet him. So, easy pass.
What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I think the line has it a lot closer than what it is. I mean, the fight is a lot closer than what the line has it. I don't see this guy Patrick as a -250 favorite, but I am gonna lean slightly his way to get the win, just because I do think he's a more athletic guy. He's stronger, faster. I think he's gonna be able to impose his will. So.
All right, yeah. So next fight we got closing out the prelims on Fight Pass. We got Steven Glansberg, aka Lena Lansberg, versus Yana Kunitskaya, and yeah, this is a jobber fight. Even though Kunitskaya's not that bad, but I'm just kind of joking around. But yeah, Lansberg's not that good. I don't think she's good. I think that she has kind of a boring grinding style. Her striking's not that good. She's a tough girl, but Pudilova beat the crap out of her. I don't know how that was a robber. That was a decision win for Lansberg. I thought Lucy definitely won that fight. I thought Lucy won her last fight against Aldana, but we're not going to get it in that here. I'm so mad about that. But yeah, I don't think Lansberg's that good. I think Kunitskaya, she's pretty decent, man. She has good grappling. Her striking's not bad. Trains with Jackson's, and I think it's going to be a close fight. But yeah, I'll go with the Russian here. I think she's going to win a decision. What about you, Notorious?
Yeah, so initially I was actually thinking about betting Lena when I saw the lines come out. I started taping her, and I saw that her game is basically being in the clinch, landing knees and elbows, and she kind of bullies some of her opponents. She was able to do that even to Aspen Led in the first round a bit, and then she got taken down and got her shit beaten. But I also looked at Yana, and she's very strong in the clinch as well. So I saw that Yana might be actually stronger than Lena in this matchup. And she's also the younger girl. She's, I think, 27. So her potential is definitely higher. I think Lena is pretty much reached her potential. She's probably descending as a fighter. So I actually switched my pick to Yana, and I have a prop bet on this. I took Yana by KO at plus 775.
Yeah.
I got a half a unit on Yana by KO. All 3 losses of Lena in her career were by TKO or KO. So I think there's a good chance that Yana might actually take her down and beat her on the ground. I just hope she doesn't submit her, obviously, since I have the KO. But yeah, I think she's going to get it done, man. She actually moved from Jackson. She is in Vegas now. She's training at that gym. And yeah, I think she has a good game plan here, and I think she's going to be able to impose her will.
What about you, Ricky? That's good.
All
man.
right. I'm gonna have to go with the younger fighter here, Yana Kunitskaya. However you say her name. Both of these girls have been victims of a cyborg beating, so I feel very bad for both of these girls. They kind of just took a beating to get into the UFC or something like that. I don't know, but I just think Lena Lansberg is so freaking old, man. I don't see her improving anymore. Like, she's 36 years old. She's like about to hit menopause, so I'm going to have to go with Yana right here, just going to have to go with the younger fighter. I think she's also better too. So should be an easy win for her. Might even get to finish, but the thing about girl fights is like finishes don't happen that often. So I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah, that's why it's plus 775, man.
Oh my god.
I'm hoping.
I think it could hit. I think it could hit for sure. But yeah, Queen.
Yeah,
Sweep
it could hit for sure because of Yana's better.
Yeah, Queen Sweep for Yana. So next fight we got Aspen Ladd versus Tanya Evinger, and I'll let Ricky start off with this one.
So I mean, I'm gonna have to go. So we got Aspen Ladd. Her striking is okay, but I mean, once she gets you down, dude, she goes to pass your guard. She gets on top of you. She gets a dominant position, and she has vicious ground and pound, especially for her for the women's division. But yeah, she freaking when she's pounding you out like freaking like Jack Hermanson. She's like the Jack Hermanson of the 135 division. I think when she gets on top of Tanya Evinger, it's going to be a long night for her, man. And I do see this. I do see Aspen Ladd getting the finish. Whoever bet her when she was like minus 110, minus 120, props to you. But right now, I don't know. I don't really like the line on her. But I do think she's going to beat Tanya. I'm not impressed with Tanya at all. She's like 6'19" and 7. I think she's being brought in here to lose. Sacrificial lamb. And I think Aspen Ladd is going to make it look easy. If you looked at pictures of her recently, dude, she looks freaking yoked. I think she's with the new size that she's put on. I think she's going to land those takedowns at will. So I got Aspen Ladd. Dominant.
Yeah, man. I also got Aspen Ladd. I actually have 2.5 units on her. I didn't get the best odds as I didn't start taping this until like 2 days ago. So I got negative 140 on that.
Not bad.
It still came down after that, so the odds are worse now. So I do like it. I think Aspen Ladd is just a younger version of Tonya. I think she's a better version of her. I think she has a better fundamental striking. Actually, it's not as bad as you make it sound.
I know.
She's getting better. I think what is she's 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
I think her ceiling is very high, actually. And now that she's on that Bohachina diet, I love it even more, man. I think she's going to be able to either outstrike Tonya on the feet or maybe get her down and, finish her on the ground. So, yeah, I'm excited about this play. And I think she's going to get it done.
Yeah, I'm actually going against you guys here. I'm not playing it, but I think Tanya's going to get the win. It's kind of funny because pre-tape I thought Tanya wasn't that good and all that, but then I watched tape and she's not bad, man. I know she's older, obviously, and she has a lot more experience. She has way better wins than Aspen. I mean, she's finished Aldana, she's finished Kunitskaya, and you know, she's a grappler as well, but she has pretty good striking too. I think she has better striking than Aspen, to be honest. But like you guys already mentioned, Aspen has pretty good grappling. When she gets you down, she's super, you know, heavy on top, and she's looking really good in her, you know, in physique. The only thing is with her is I think it's like mental with her. I mean, she pulled out against Jessica. I mean, Jessica is one of the worst fighters in my opinion in the world, and I mean, I know she had a weight problem, but still, I mean, why would you pull out on the day against Jessica? She's also pulled out of another fight too, and she's an undefeated girl. She's 6-0, but I mean, Tanya has the way more experience. I think Tanya, you know, definitely could big sister her. Obviously, if it hits the mat, I think it could, you know, get some good ground exchanges. But if Tanya keeps her on the feet and gets her in the clinch, I think Tanya can win. So I got Tanya getting the win, but I mean, I do kind of like Aspen because she trains with Fluffy, and you know, I'm a big fan of Fluffy, but Fluffy Hernandez. But it's a close fight, I think, man. I really do think it's, you know, not easy money either way. So I'll go with Tanya with the decision win, but I'm not confident in that pick. So next fight.
I want to add something. See, I think the fact that you're like saying that she pulled out of fights is like for a reason not to pick her is kind of dumb, bro. Like you got to kind of go with what you see on the tape, man. Like,
dude, Leslie Smith is the one that pulled out last time. She didn't want that ass whooping. Well, I mean, Aspen did miss weight, but you know, she offered like additional 10% of her purse, and Leslie Smith just said no thanks. So I don't know.
I think Smith would beat her, to be honest. But we can talk about it another time that happens. But look, the thing is, Aspen, you know, she's a young girl. She has good grappling, but her striking is not that good, in my opinion. You saw the Lansberg fight. Lansberg won that first round, man. I mean, Lansberg's pretty bad, man. I mean,
well, in the clinch though, that's her game though. She landed those knees, and you know, but then in the second round, she adjusted, took her down, and beat her to fucking death.
Yes.
Tanya's pretty. Hey, Tanya's pretty tough to finish, man. She's been subbed like 3 times, but she's only been finished once by strikes. And to be honest, dude, she actually looked decent against Cyborg. I know Cyborg mauled her in the 3rd round, but it's not like she like destroyed her. I mean,
she's a tough girl. I mean, for sure. I'm not gonna deny that she's tough, but you know, she's had some injuries recently too. I think she has a fucked up knee, so I don't know. And she's 37 years old, man.
Yeah, her body's giving out.
Yeah, her body. She might pull Evan Dunham there, you know, and
so she's about to be 40 years old, bro.
She's older. Hey, she's older for sure, but I just think that she has a lot of experience, and I think she could beat Aspen. But I think it's gonna be a close fight, regardless. I don't think it's gonna be like a finish for Aspen in the first round.
She's as old as my mom,
dude. Aspen's got better doctors. Yeah, fuck. That's a young mom. Where's she at?
I'm just fucked off, bro. Just kidding.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got Tanya. You guys got another way. So next fight, a fight that I'm actually really confident about. My only play of the night. We got Vicente Luque versus Jalen Turner and Jalen Turner. And I think there's levels of this. I really think that Luque is, you know, better everywhere in my opinion. So originally it's supposed to be him against his Curtis Melender, but Curtis Melender, you know, didn't want to take the fight because it was on 2 weeks' notice and he couldn't, you know, drop the 170. I like Melender a lot. I bet him on his last 2 fights in the UFC, but Luque would knock him out or chop him out in the first round, in my opinion. I think Luque is a top 10 guy, honestly, in my opinion. I think he could be a top 5 guy. He's really good. Great movement, great striking, great chin. I mean, he's good everywhere. His ground game's good, good wrestling, a serious Darce choke. And, you know, Jalen Turner, the thing is, he's not that bad, man. I think he has potential, but he's a lightweight going to welterweight. The guy's chinny, man. He's been knocked out 3 times. I mean, they're all on the ground, TKOs, but still. I mean, Luque hits like a truck. Look what he did to Bilal in the first round. Knocked out Laprise in the first round. He tapped out my boy Nico Price, and I'm pretty high Nico Price, even though he got smoked against, you know,
is he still your boy, though? After losing your money last time?
He's still my boy, but the thing is, I actually faded him with Luque. So, I mean, that just tells you right there how high I am on Luque. So, yeah. I think Luque's a top guy, really, man. This guy's legit. He would beat Zaleski. He would beat Howboy. He would beat Masvidal, in my opinion. But, yeah, there's just levels of this dude, and I think he's a better striker. Jalen Turner fights long. He has a good jab, good kicks, but Luque has the better grappling. I mean, Jalen's not good off his back. I think Luque, the easy route would take him down, just kind of tap him out. But, you know, Luque has good hands, man, obviously, too. So I think Luque could win wherever the fight goes, and I'm very confident in this pick. I got him at -285, 6 units, and there's levels, man. So I got Luque by a first-round knockout. And what about you, Notorious?
Yeah, so I'm also very high on Vicente Luque. The guy's a killer, man. He's a silent assassin for a reason, man. He's finished all of his 6 last victories against some decent guys like Bilal Muhammad. He's a very good guy. You know, Chad Laprise, he's maybe undersized for 170, but he's I think he might be Jalen Turner too, you know. And Nico Price, I mean, he's a pretty good guy as well. So I actually got 2 units on Vicente inside the distance. I got -230. Because, you know, the straight line just got smoked probably by you, actually, and other people. So I didn't get a chance to play it straight, but I'm very confident. You know, Luque finished 6 of his wins. He's a very well-rounded. He's got a really nice left hook. And I've seen Jalen Turner actually being kind of suspect with his boxing defense. And I think Vicente could land that left hook and finish him either with strikes or with a nice darts choke. So I think Vicente will get it done maybe towards the end of the first round or the second round, but I'm pretty confident in this play. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Vicente Luque is a favorite for a reason. Definitely can't bet him at the current line he's at. Last time I checked, he's like -750 or something like ridiculous. So, but yeah, I think he's got great striking. He's got good grappling. He's a complete fighter. You know, don't really know much about his opponent other than he's had like a fight on Contender Series. And like Justin says, man, there's just levels to this, and they're throwing him in there with the Sharks, and I think he's gonna get eaten.
Yeah, so I got some wine. I'll be back.
I got Vicente Luque with the finish, probably make it look easy.
Yeah, one more thing I want to mention is that, you know, Luque's taken like, you know, 3 short notice fights in UFC. So a lot of people are saying that, oh, he's not going to be ready. I mean, he took Bilal on short notice. He took Nico Price on short notice. This guy's always ready, man. And Jalen Turner on the Contender Series, his last fight, I mean, he took a lot of punishment in that fight against a jobber, man. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got Luque here by a finish. I know he lost to Leon Edwards in a close fight, but I mean, Leon Edwards is legit. He's a top 10 guy. And if they rematch, I think Luque would beat him, man. Luque, I mean, I don't want to like make up excuses, but I heard that, you know, it was like a long flight for Luque and he was feeling sick all week. Obviously, I don't know about that, but Luque just, you know, didn't really.
He won the first round, right? Didn't he win the first round? Yeah.
Yeah, he went for the grappling. He just was kind of afraid of Leon's striking, but he lost the fight in the 3rd round. You know, Leon took him down.
Dude, Leon is legit, though. I'm very high on him. So
Leon's really good.
He's really good, yeah. So next fight, we got Sergio Pettis versus Jussier Formiga, and I'll let Ricky start with this one.
So, you know, we got Sergio Pettis versus Jussier Formiga. Formiga is just coming off of wins from like Oka Sasaki. Who else? I feel like, oh yeah, he fucked up Ben 10 too. Spinning back fist, knocked him down, crazy. Took his back, choked him out. I mean, that was very impressive. He came to a very close fight with Ray Borg. That just goes to show, I think he's one of the best grapplers in the UFC. Maybe in his division. Sorry, maybe behind like Henry Cejudo or Ray Borg, Demetrius Johnson, those guys. But I think Formiga's right up there. And the thing about Sergio, he has great striking. He was able to outstrike Joe Benavidez. But the thing is, I think he has a problem with strikers. I mean, with grapplers. I think that Henry Cejudo was able to take him down fairly easily, you know, and keep him down. And I think if Formiga is able to take him down, he's going to do a lot more than just lay on you. He's going to look to pass. He's going to advance his position and look for the sub. So I think his grappling is going to be too much for Sergio Pettis to handle. Pettis does have great striking, you know, probably one of the best in his division, but I just think that the hole in his grappling is going to get exposed again. And, you know, I just think his jiu-jitsu is going to – I think Formiga's jiu-jitsu is going to be too much. I mean, he even has possibility to hurt him on the feet, you know, with you know, like he hurt Ben 10. You know, Ben 10 has great striking, and he freaking dropped him with that back fist. So, you know, maybe with the takedown threats is going to open up some striking for Formiga. And I don't know, but I think if Formiga uses his grappling, he should be able to get the win. So I'm going to have to go with the upset here, Formiga to get the win. And it's a possible play on that one for sure.
What about you, Notorious?
Yeah, so initially I actually took Sergio Pettis 2 units at -110. That was August 7th. So the lines were bouncing back and forth. I'm pretty high on Sergio. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'll be very comfortable if hits the mat. I definitely understand that Formiga is probably the best jiu-jitsu guy in the division. So I'm not gonna be comfortable there. But if it stays on the feet, I think Sergio will be able to stick and move. You know, I think he's got better striking for sure, better footwork. He just has to avoid the clinch. I think the clinch is where the takedowns come from Formiga. I mean, it's easier said than done. So with that being said, I decided to hedge a little bit and took Formiga by submission. Just I believe 0.4 units at plus 585. So that covers my 2 units and some. So either way, if Sergio wins, I'll be very happy. If Formiga wins, I think it will be a sub. So, I mean, I wouldn't lose money either way. But the line is definitely crazy right now. I definitely don't think that the fight, I mean, Formiga should be plus 140 or whatever he is right now. I definitely see him more as a pick'em fight. So I can't blame anyone for taking a shot at Formiga. And, yeah, so, but I still think that Sergio is going to be able to get it done, maybe 29, 28. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, man, I think this line should be more like maybe like minus 120 each, to be honest. I mean, I like Sergio Pettis. I bet him versus Benavidez. I bet him versus Moreno. But, I mean, the thing with Pettis is that, you know, he doesn't do good with grapplers. I mean, been tapped out a couple of times. Formiga definitely has a grappling advantage. And Pettis is still a little chinny, too. But the thing is, his striking is really good. Like Notorious said, very good movement, you know. But I was really impressed with Formiga's striking last fight. I mean, I did not think he was going to outstrike and drop and hurt Ben 10. I actually picked Ben 10 there. A lot of people picked Ben 10. I'm pretty sure most people did. And Formiga's, you know, he's getting older for sure. Pettis is a younger guy, but he's still one of the best guys in the division. It's pretty simple. Pettis keeps it on the feet and a win. If Pettis gets taken down, you know, Formiga can kind of backpack him and possibly tap him out. So I've been going back and forth in this fight, but I'll go with Pettis by decision, but I'm not confident at all. So next fight, we got Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Jose Teco Quinonez. And we'll start off with Notorious first.
Yeah, you see the shirt, right? Yeah, but so of course, dude, I love Sugar, you know. Even I took him early. I took the line early as I knew that he's going to get smoked. So I got him, let me see. I got 4 units at negative 245 on Sugar. And then I kind of dove deeper on the fight. I think that Jose Quinonez, stop shaking your head over there. I think Jose Quinonez, dude, he's not that good, you know. I think he was very scared to strike with Ishihara, man. He looked scared, man. All he wanted to do is to clinch up and take him to the ground, and that's all he wanted to do. Apparently, he is a boxer, you know. He's a Mexican boxer, but he was scared to death. And what do you think is going to happen when he fights someone like Sugar, man? Sugar has an elite distance movement. I think he's got amazing feints. He's in and out. He's got variety of weapons on the feet. And I think he's going to stop him, man. I also put a unit on Sugar by KO. I got him a unit at plus 210. So I'm very confident here. Obviously, Quinonez has a path to victory. You know, every fighter has a path to victory, you know. And his path to victory would be to clinch and get him to the ground and be a boring-ass fighter. You know, that would be his path to victory. But I think Sugar, he's a very smart guy. You know, he analyzes his opponents really well. He's got a really good coach, you know, a good camp, MMA lab, and then they're going to come up with a good game plan. And I think he's going to stop him. Quinonez is very chinny, dude. He got dropped multiple times against Ishihara. He got dropped against Gomez, dude, too, who's not even in UFC anymore. This is a perfect spot for my boy Sugar to get a highlight finish before the Notorious Connor comes on, and that's his favorite fighter, dude. It's happening. I'm excited.
What about you, Ricky?
Man, Notorious, I think you're going to be in for a long night on Saturday.
All right.
I don't know. I just feel like Sugar has a lot of hype behind him. Like, he should not be a minus 300 favorite. I mean, he had tough fights with Terrion Ware.
Terrion Ware's pretty good, dude.
Terrion Ware's actually not bad, dude.
He's not that bad, dude. I think Terrion Ware beats Quinonez, dude.
Terrion Ware just got like 20, 30, 25 his last fight. And,
against Murad. Man, Murad's
pretty good too. And he tore his shoulder in the first round.
He beat Fire Kid 100%. I don't care what anyone says.
So, like,
won that fight.
O'Malley had a tough fight with Andre Sukim top, broke his fucking foot.
That wasn't a tough fight. He dominated him.
He lost the last round. How do you break your foot on someone's head? That just shows he has brittle fucking bones.
Dude, Ricky, you don't know anything about striking.
He has brittle.
I'm sorry. I've heard
he dominated that fight
multiple times in training, and that's a fight, man. You
kick with your shin, bro. You kick with your shin, right?
Oh my god.
Shouldn't you kick with your shin? This fool broke his bone on someone's head. That's like me. That's like someone's like can't choke someone out because someone's neck is too strong. It's like
everybody gets hurt, man. Come on.
I mean, to me, like that just showed like Sean O'Malley needs to drink his milk. You know, his bones are a little brittle. And all right, but for real though, Sean O'Malley has really good striking, has really good movement. He's a little cocky, in my opinion. But he had tough fights with Terrion Ware, tough fights with Andre Sukhimtov. He should have smoked Sukhimtov. And he got the finish in a Contender Series. But what I saw there, that I thought he has really weak takedown defense. Man, he's willing to accept guard. He's willing to go inverted in a fucking UFC fight. Like it. I don't know. Well, go watch his Contender fight. But he went inverted for a little while. I mean, anyone's just gonna smash your legs down and punch you out. This is not a jiu-jitsu match. Do not accept guard. Do not be on your back. Do not go inverted, you know, unless you're going for a knee bar. But I think his striking is one of the best. But I do see some holes in his takedown defense. And I think Quinonez is going to expose him, bro. I was willing to bet Teco, but I did watch his more recent fights. And you're right, bro. He got dropped by Ishihara like every single fucking round. He was going for the clinch like pretty desperately, you know, but I think if he gets the clinch with Sugar, I think he can get the takedown. I think this is a lot harder fight than people think, man. Sean O'Malley is a lot of hype, and I do like his personality. He's a cool guy, fun guy. I love to hang out with the guy, but I just think his takedown defense is kind of whack. His wrestling is where's his wrestling at? It's all jiu-jitsu. You can't just accept guard, bro. Not in an MMA fight. So I'm gonna have to go with Teco with the upset. He's gonna clinch him out, grind him out, take him down, and make it nasty and ugly, like those fights that Sean can't handle. Like Sean wants to look pretty in there. He wants to do his spins. He wants to twirl around, you know, but he's gonna twirl around, and Teco's gonna clinch him up and take him down, bro. Grind his ass out. So I'm gonna have to go with Teco, upset the ballerina Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, so I got O'Malley here. I got O'Malley here, and he has a lot of hype, but I mean for good reason. The guy's really good. I think he's one of the best strikers in the division. He's going to be a top 10 guy. This is not the time to fade him. I mean, when he fights the Brett Johns, the Cody Stamans, you know, maybe, but I don't think Teco's that good at all.
Brett Johns?
Brett Johns is a jobber. I'm sorry.
Brett Johns, the guy that just got smoked.
I mean, I think Brett Johns. I think Brett Johns is live for sure if they fight. I don't know who's going to win as of right now. Obviously, like I haven't taped it, but Brett Johns is good grappling. I think he's way better than Teco. Cody Stamen would be O'Malley, and I'll say that right here, 100%.
Any wrestler I think is going to be – anyone that wants to wrestle I think can beat O'Malley.
Yeah, but Teco, man, he's chinny, man. He's not like, you know, like he's not – I don't think he's that good really, man. I mean, you know, striking's not that good. His grappling, you know, is pretty good when he gets you down. But, I mean, is he going to get him down? I mean, you know, he took down Trudeau, but Trudeau has no takedown defense. And, yeah, O'Malley's a little green on the ground, but, I mean, he still can get back up, man. And he dominated the Soup fight. He won the first 2 rounds. The third round, he hurt his foot. And he showed a lot of heart.
He's so lucky Suke has the worst fight IQ in the history of UFC.
He showed a lot of heart, though.
He's lucky to get in the position he's in.
And, hey, Suke's a pretty tough guy to finish, to be honest. He's not that good, but he has a very good chin. And
he has a strong head, that's for sure.
Hey, he took a beating in that fight. I mean, O'Malley dropped in the first round.
He did take a beating. He did.
O'Malley's movement is just like what's going to throw Teco off. He's so fast. He fights long. He really, like, you know, dictates his reach really good. And his striking is legit, dude. So I got O'Malley by a knockout, and this is not the time to fade him. And,
dude, Sugar also has the heart, man. No one talks about it, but he lost the second round against Terrion Ware, came back and won the third.
A lot of heart, yeah.
He broke the foot, and he still was in the fight. He landed the back fist or back elbow, spinning elbow, whatever. He dropped Sukhimtov, man. He doesn't quit. That's the guy you want to bet until he fights someone like John Lineker. Then it's gonna be.
Oh shit, yeah, that'd be crazy.
But yeah,
trains at a good camp. I mean, you know, Tim Welch is, you know, emerging into one of the. I know they're like best friends, but he's a really good coach, man. You know,
he could probably beat Lineker.
I don't know.
I really think it's gonna be the grinders that are gonna give him a hard time.
I don't know if he can beat Lineker, dude. That guy's a fucking beast.
He's so much taller than him, bro. You know how hard it is gonna be. It's gonna be for Lineker to get on the inside.
Lineker was knocked out.
Dude, everyone is taller than Lineker, dude.
Whitaker would knock out. Whitaker would knock out Garbrandt and Jimmy Rivera. I'll tell you that right now. Whitaker would knock out
significantly taller though. This was really tall for the division, and his
Whitaker would knock out O'Malley, and I love O'Malley.
That's a different fight, man. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's do. Hey, I
got a baby shower to go to.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on, guys.
Okay. So next fight, the first fight in the main card, we got to speed this up a little bit because Ricky has his boyfriend's baby shower to go to. So we got Michelle Waterson versus Felice Herrig, and this is a good fight. You know, I like Felice Herrig. You know, she's definitely improved the losses of the Paige Van Zandt fight. She had a lot of demons she had to get rid of, but I mean, she's a good grappler, man. You know, her striking has improved a lot. The thing with her is she fights close. I mean, you know, she beat, in my opinion, what's her name? Justine Kish's ass in that fight. And then, you know, close fight, Courtney Casey. She should have went for the grappling more, but, you know, Courtney Casey kind of surprised me in the grappling defense and kind of like reversed her too. But, I mean, the striking was a close fight, but she won the fight. Last fight against KK, you know, KK is a good fighter, but Herrig just didn't even really go for the grappling. Even KK got her down, which is kind of crazy. Michelle Waterson, you know, I think she's on the way out. She's a good fighter, but, you know, she's small for the division, obviously, you know, beat Courtney Casey. But, I mean, Courtney Casey's really not that good. I think Herrig, you know, is going to win the fight. I think she's going to get she definitely has a grappling advantage. I think she could tap her out, but I think she's going to win a decision. So I got Felice Herrig, but, you know, Michelle Waterson's a scrappy girl. But, yeah, I got Felice. What about you, Ricky?
Okay, let's go. I like both these girls, you know, but I think Felice Herrig is a little bit better everywhere, if you ask me. Maybe Michelle Karate Hottie might have the better striking, like slightly. Well, that's probably what it is. Michelle probably has the better striking, has that one side kick that she does, you know. But I think Felice is more athletic. She's stronger. She's got the better grappling, I think, and she can impose her will. So if she decides to use her advantage in the grappling, I think she can win the fight pretty easily. But the thing about Felice is that her fight IQ is freaking garbage. You know, her mental confidence is garbage. Like I don't really think she believes in herself like that much. You know, like so like I think if Michelle gives her a hard time, keeps it standing, it could go either way. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Michelle get the win. But I do think Felicia Herrig is a more athletic fighter, better grappler. So if she decides to use like the path of least resistance, she get the win. So I'm gonna have to go with Felice Herrig, but you can't trust the girl because she has a very poor fight IQ and I don't know, kind of a weak mentality, I think. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with her regardless though, because she is better. What do you think?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna call right away split decision here. That's gonna be my #1 take here. I honestly, you know, I was thinking maybe to tape it and bet Karate Hottie, but then I realized that it could easily go either way. You know, I think Karate Hottie definitely has a better movement. I think she's a better striker. In the pocket is where Felice will have more advantage just because of her power. But also Karate Hottie, I think she's a smarter fighter than Felice, and sometimes that's what gives you an opportunity to win. Felice is pretty stiff too, man. Like I don't know, man. I'm not that high on Felice. If she used her strength to her advantage every time, then she could win a lot of fights. But sometimes I think her ego takes over and she just wants to bang, and like she did against Carolina, you know. I think, and that's kind of showed me that she's not that smart. So I'm gonna go with Karate Hottie. I think she has underrated takedowns. She actually has 86% of her takedowns. How about that? And she took down Tecia Torres multiple times, and I think Tecia Torres would beat Felice Herrig's ass pretty easily. I think she did actually beat Felice Herrig in the past. So yeah, I'm going with Karate Hottie by split decision. But if Felice wins the split decision, I won't be surprised either. That's why I passed.
Yeah. So next fight, we got an interesting fight. We got Derek Lewis versus Alexander Volkov, and I'll let Notorious start off with this one.
Yeah, the Black Beast, baby, he's back. What a terrible fight that was against Ngannou. I was live for that fight, and man, it was awful. But he did get it done there. I think a lot of people kind of underestimate Derek Lewis. I think they only give him a shot if he lands a big bomb. I think he has more paths to victory here than just that. Obviously, he can land a big shot, and I don't think Volkov would be able to take it. But I also think you can take him down and ground and pound him, man. I think Volkov got taken down pretty easily by Verdum in the first 2 rounds. And Verdum landed some nice ground and pound. And if Derek Lewis is the one landing those shots, Volkov would not be able to survive. I'm just going to say that. Obviously, Volkov is a better technically striker. You know, he's got, you know, better fundamentals, you know, all that. But this is a heavyweight division, man. One shot changes everything. And Black Beast is the one to land that shot, I believe. And I see him winning, man, either by a big shot or I think he might be able to take him down and ground and pound him. I think I'm taking Black Beast by KO. And also, I got 2 units on him straight. I got where are the odds? I think I got plus 140, 2 units, something like that. I got to check my bet tips quick. Plus 145, yeah, 2 units on Derek Lewis.
What about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm going the other way with the more technical fighter here, Volkov. Let me just clear things up. Verdum I think, has better takedown than than Black Beast. Black Beast is the more powerful guy. I think that's about it, man. That's all he has on Volkov. I think Volkov even has a better grappling. You know, Black Beast has horrible cardio. You saw him quit against fucking Hunt. I mean, he kind of doesn't even do anything the second round. Tabora was taking his back at will.
Dude, he had low testosterone before. Now he's back.
How do you know he's back now? That's what he says every time.
Dude, he got a shot of steroids in his back, dude. He's back, baby. He's good.
I don't know. I just seen him quit before against a Hunt fight, and I would not feel comfortable having my money on a quitter like that. I mean, Travis Brown hurt him with the body shot. It almost seems like he might be weak to the body. I just think I'm gonna have to go with Volkov. If you know the 2 things you make are a good point. You know, if Back Beast does get on top, I'll definitely be worried. And he definitely has the power to knock anybody out at any time if he lands right. You know, so he definitely does have a shot to win. I'm not saying Volkov is a lock, but I mean I do think Volkov is technically better everywhere. Granted, this is a heavyweight division. Technique is not that important when you're that big and powerful. But you know, I do think Volkov is going to be big enough. He's super tall. His range is going to be very hard to deal with. I think he's going to stay on the outside and just outvalue him, man. If you look at his fight, look at his most recent fight. Look at Lewis's last fights, man. His volume is very low. He just kind of relies on his power and hopefully he gets it there. And if he doesn't, you know, then he's going to lose. And I think Volkov is going to be too smart, too savvy. He's going to keep his distance and you know, outvalue him and get the finish, make him quit. I think he's going to make him quit. I got Volkov, and I'm thinking about making a bet on him, maybe 3 units or 4. But just the fact that Beast is so damn powerful makes me kind of want to slow down a little bit, pump the brakes. But I still got Volkov. He's better everywhere.
Yeah, this is a very, very tough fight to call. I've been going back and forth in this fight. Derek Lewis, man, I don't want to fade this guy. The guy, like, just, you know, has a ton of heart. I know he's been finished a couple times in the past, but, I mean, the dude has, I mean, heavy hands. He's super good on top. Volkov had a good win last fight against Verdum. Then he beat the worst fighter in the division, Saru. You know, Verdum just, you know, the guy's chinny, man. The guy's definitely on his way out, and it's a good win. But, I mean, could Derek Lewis beat Verdum? I mean, I think he could, honestly. Derek Lewis has a lot of good wins in the division, man. I mean, to be honest, I thought the guy was kind of a joke when he first started.
Lewis would get subbed right away by Verdum.
I think he would knock him out. I'm pretty sure.
Look, like Tabora took his back, Verdum would finish it. Trust me.
Well,
I don't know, man. The thing with Derek Lewis is that, you know, he gets better throughout the fight. And I don't think he has bad cardio, man. The guy's hard.
He gets good at 3rd round. I don't think he gets better. His 2nd round is horrible.
The guy beat Shamil, like in, you know, like the later rounds. I mean, the guy
takes the 2nd round off.
I don't know, man. I don't think this is an easy fight for Volkov. I really don't. Volkov's a good fighter. He has good striking. He has good grappling. But I mean, Derek Lewis, you know, I think has more power. If you know, I think Derek Lewis actually has underrated wrestling too, and underrated grappling. So, and the thing is, in the past, I know he retired, you know, after the Mark Hunt fight, but I mean, he had a back problem. So, like Notorious said, he had the injections in his back. He's good now. So,
yeah, they also.
Oh yeah, he's good all of a sudden. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude. He also had. He said he was also full of shit before. They gave him pills to shit it out. Now he's good, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I think medically he's gonna be better. His cardio is gonna be better. He definitely has a better heart. And
well, I'll say this right now.
His body is falling apart. That McDonald's.
His last fight versus Francis was a boring fight, but he beat Francis, the #1 guy in the world, man. I mean, could Volkov beat Francis?
Probably.
I don't know, man. I really don't, dude. So Francis is still a good fighter, man. I mean, you know, he didn't look good against Stipe.
He could beat Francis the way Francis, he could have beat him that night for sure. Maybe not all the time, but that night for sure he would have won.
I think Francis was scared of Derek Lewis's power, dude. If he was fighting Volkov, he would not be scared of Volkov's power, dude. He would get in his face and knock him out, dude.
Volkov doesn't really have that much power, man. I mean, he's a volume fighter.
Yeah,
so,
he is
a volume
fighter.
He finished for Doom. I mean, Verdum, they used to train together. I mean, you know, Verdum is just kind of chinny, man, to be honest. And I really think Derek Lewis is live 100%. I think Notorious has a good play, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with Volkov. I think he's going to win a decision, but honestly, man, I really think it's going to be a close fight. I think it could be a split, to be honest. But Derek Lewis is live 100%. But I'll go with Volkov just because I think he has a little more volume and I think he could kind of outstrike him. But it hits that third round, I would be sweating if I was betting Volkov because Derek Lewis finished Tibur in the third round.
Yeah, he'll start swinging.
So I got Volkov, but it's a very, very tough fight to call. And I hope you catch that Lewis play. Unless Ricky bets Volkov, then I hope you guys like to flip a coin. So next fight, we got three more fights left. We got OSP versus Dominic Reyes, and I'll let Notorious start off with this one.
Yeah, I got Reyes here. I actually have a parlay with him and Trinaldo, so I have 2.1 units there. I also have a 3-leg parlay with Sugar, Reyes, and Ferguson, who we're gonna talk about later. So those are 2 parlays that I have with Reyes. I think Reyes has an elite striking skills, man. I think I see him as a top 5 guy in the future, man. I think the guy is very good has very good striking, elite distance management. He's very precise, man. He's a sniper, dude. And OSP, dude, OSP is pretty chinny. OSP is also a very slow starter. And honestly, I think Tyson Pedro should have knocked him out last time, but I don't know what the fuck Tyson Pedro was doing after he hurt him, dude. He went for a guillotine, and then he decided to grapple with a bigger guy, man. And, and then OSP got that straight lock on him and submitted him. But I think Reyes is a much smarter guy than Pedro. I think he's going to be able to hurt OSP, and I think he's going to put him away in the first round, man. So, yeah, I got Reyes, and I think he's going to be in the top 5 very soon.
Yeah, I got Reyes here too. You know, it's funny because the line I think is a little off because OSP, man, you don't know what you're gonna get from him. The guy's so inconsistent, but I mean, after he had that really big losing streak, I mean, he's been looking pretty good. I know the Volkan fight, was close. I do think Volkan won that fight. Then he beat De Lima. I mean, he has good grappling, good submissions. I mean, look at the submission he had on Krylov. I mean, and then the Pedro fight. The guy has very underrated grappling. Good striking too. Fights long, good jab. You can say he's chinny too. Maynard was the only person to finish him with strikes, and I'm pretty sure in the UFC. But Reyes, man, I really think that the guy has a very good style, great chin, great striking, heavy hands, good grappling too. The guy has very good wrestling, man. So yeah, I think what's gonna happen is Reyes is gonna just push forward, man, and I think he's gonna hurt OSP. I don't think he knocks him out in the first round. I think honestly, if it hits 3 rounds, goes in the later rounds, I think OSP, might have the cardio advantage because Reyes has only been a first-round finisher in the UFC. So, I mean, has he been out of the first round?
That's a good question, man. I think he maybe once.
Yeah. So I think the later the fight goes, I think OSP actually has the advantage, but I really think Reyes is going to finish him in the second round, man. So I got Reyes by second round finish, and like you said, I'm pretty high on Reyes. I mean, I like OSP too. The guy is inconsistent, but I mean, look what he showed. I mean, Pedro dropped him and then he finished him with a sub. So I think OSP is definitely not a jobber. He's a good fighter, but I'll go with Pedro here. I mean, I think OSP could beat Thiago Santos. Honestly, I don't know if you guys think about that, but I think he has a good chance to beat Thiago Santos.
Thiago Santos is a middleweight.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing in the 205.
That would be actually, I think that fight would actually happen. I think because I see OSP as that top 7 gatekeeper. I don't think he'll ever be like a top 5 guy anymore.
No.
I think his ceiling is pretty low, but at the same time, he's a very solid guy, So you can't always say that, you can fade OSP in any matchup.
No.
It has to be the right matchup. And
yeah,
I just think Reyes has a very high potential. That's why I'm betting him.
I agree. Me too. I think Reyes will smoke Thiago Santos. I like Reyes' style. Only thing is if it gets in the later rounds, it could get hairy. But Reyes is a very good fighter. Ricky, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Reyes as well. The only way I'd be worried here is if OSP gets on top. He's got pretty good submissions on top, but he's just kind of an awkward fighter, if you ask me. Like he has awkward punches, awkward submissions. They're good submissions, but they're different. The bomb floof choke is very nice, but I think Reyes is just going to be too much for him. His pace is really good. He's very fast for his size. He hits really hard. His fight with Cannonier, man. Once he found out that Cannonier was a little hurt, he just would not let up. And once he tastes blood, man, he goes for the kill. And you got to go for fighters like that. I think OSP is going to be a little bit too slow for him, a little bit too wop. He's like a little wop. I don't know. He's awkward, and I don't think that's going to play in his favor against Reyes. I think Reyes is just going to throw punches right down the middle, land some hard body kicks, and I think his striking is going to be too technical for OSP. And not only is he technical, but he's strong and he's fast. So he's someone you really got to watch out for. I think he's got a lot of potential as well. I don't blame you for putting him in your parlay, and he should get the win here. I think fairly easily. If not,
so I know Ricky has to leave it too, so we'll speed it up. But one thing I want to mention is that it is a big step up for Reyes. He's definitely the best guy Reyes ever fought. Reyes has fought a lot of bums. Kenner's not really a can. I mean, he's decent, but he should be fighting a middleweight, which he is next. But yeah, I think it's a big step up, man. This OSP is definitely a good fighter. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I got Reyes by finish. So next fight, and I'll start off with this one. We got Tony Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis. And I'm a really big fan of Tony Ferguson. I'm really high on him. And I know, the guy definitely is getting older, a lot of injuries. But in my opinion, I don't think Anthony Pettis is going to win this fight. I really see Tony Ferguson being better everywhere. Anthony Pettis, yeah, he looked good against Chiesa, and I bet Chiesa. But, I mean, Chiesa wants the door, man. I mean, he's looking for the door. He's going to 170s, find Carlos Condit. The guy did not look good in that fight at all. And the ghost of Pettis, he has good striking for sure, but I think it's a bad matchup, man. I think Tony Ferguson's going to be in his face, put the pressure on him. He has the better striking, and hits the mat. I know Pettis is good grappling. I'm sorry, not good grappling, but good jiu-jitsu. But, I mean, Elko Kui, man, come on. I mean, Tony Ferguson, has really good jiu-jitsu, man. I think Tony Ferguson could actually tap Pettis out. So I think wherever the fight goes, Tony Ferguson got this in the bags. I'm really high on Tony Ferguson. I think he'd beat Khabib. Obviously, everyone knows that because I was in a betting versus Khabib. But yeah, Conor McGregor would probably knock out Tony Ferguson, but we'll talk about that if that ever happens. But I got Tony Ferguson wherever the fight goes. He's going to break Anthony Pettis, and I really don't see how Anthony Pettis wins this fight. That's just me. So yeah, I got Tony Ferguson by a first round finish. What about you, Notorious?
Yeah, I also have Tony Ferguson. He's in that parlay that I've mentioned earlier. I just think it's going to come down to mentality. I think Tony Ferguson has that elite mentality, dude. The guy never quits. And Anthony Pettis likes to quit, man. He quit against Dustin Poirier. You can say it was a rib injury, dude. If Tony Ferguson has the same injury, he's not quitting. He's not. And, Anthony Pettis, yeah, I saw him actually live at when he beat Michael Chiesa. It was a good performance, definitely. It was awesome to see. But let's be honest, Michael Chiesa and Jim Miller, those are the last two victories that he has. None of those guys are top 10. And there never have been, And Tony Ferguson, he's the top 3 guy, He's right. He beat Kevin Lee in his last fight, Kevin Lee, I'm very high on Kevin Lee. So, honestly, I mean, some people say that it might be not the best matchup for Tony Ferguson because, Anthony has that nice jiu-jitsu or whatever. But I think Tony Ferguson is going to be in his face. He's not going to be sitting in the kicking range and letting Anthony get his rhythm, dude. He's going to be in his face. He's going to be in the boxing range. And his volume, dude, and he's just going to break him. That's what I see. He might not stop Anthony, but I could also see him stopping him in the second or third round as well. So I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis by a third round submission, Darce choke. Let's go.
What about you, Ricky?
You got Anthony Pettis?
No, I got Tony, man. What the fuck are you doing over there? Are you texting your girl over there or what?
Why would I ever pick Anthony Pettis versus Tony Ferguson? Come on, man.
See, yeah, I got Tony Ferguson, but to be honest, this is a pretty good style matchup for Pettis. I think his striking and Tony's striking are pretty equal, man. Anthony Pettis is a good striker, even though whether or not you want to admit it or not, he's not as good as Max. But he's a good striker, and he's still I don't know if I think Tony Ferguson has a better grappling. If he decides to grind him out, I think that'll be his easiest way to win. You know, take him down, grind him out. You know, Anthony Pettis really doesn't like to fight that way. But if Tony Ferguson decides to strike with him, I don't know. It's going to be a close fight, man. Closer than what the odds have it, because Tony Ferguson has awkward striking as well. It's very good. You know, he outstriked Dos Anjos, but I do think it's kind of awkward. He got hurt by Lando Venata. It was a 145er. You know, Lando Venata had him pretty fucking on wobbly legs at one moment, and he got lucky that he snatched up his neck, or else he would have been in trouble, bro. So I don't know. I think Tony Ferguson is kind of awkward. This is a good matchup for Pettis. Pettis is live, but I'm gonna have to go with Ferguson just because I do think he's more of a grinder. And he's gonna. If he does decide to grind him out, I think he can make him quit in there. But you know, hard to trust what the fuck Ferguson's gonna do, man. He's so unpredictable. He's very wild, and but I think he should get it done.
All right, man. So the GOAT of all GOATs, we got Conor McGregor versus Khabib, and I'll let you start off with this one. God.
First of all, I just want to let you guys all know what time it is. Over here, it's Khabib time, Pacific time. So you guys all know which way I'm going. Conor McGregor, we haven't seen him fight in 2 years. His last fight, I think he knocked out Eddie Alvarez pretty easily. He looked very good in that fight. Don't get me wrong. His striking is definitely one of the best. Oh, hold on. I want to make sure this guy sees this real quick.
Fucking sit down, dude. Outside. Sit down.
All right. Like I was saying, Conor McGregor, he hasn't fought in 2 years in MMA. His last fight was with Eddie Alvarez. He looked great that fight. His striking looked phenomenal. He made Eddie Alvarez look like he did not belong. You know, his fight with that was a very close fight with Nate Diaz. It could have went either way. There was points in that fight where Conor McGregor was running away. He was running away. You know, Diaz's output was too much for him. He could not stay there in the pocket. He had to run away on the other side of the fence and kind of keep his distance and survive for the rest of the round. You know, if you ask me, he got saved by Father Time. If that fight was a real fight to the fucking to make someone else quit, Diaz would have made Conor quit for sure. Because we all know what happens when it gets hard in there. Conor likes to turn around, face his stomach to the floor, and tap him on the mat like a little bitch, like he did the first Diaz fight. We saw what happened. Diaz hurt him. In the second round. He made Conor McGregor turn into a wrestler. We only seen that when he fought Max. You know, Conor McGregor turned into a wrestler. I don't know why, but we saw what happened. Nate Diaz got the guillotine, swept them to mount. And you know what? Hey, he started pounding him out. Hey, what did Conor McGregor do when Diaz had him on full mount? What did he do? Did he push the hips? Did he try to recover? Quarter guard or half guard? Did he try to recover anything, or did he turn around, face down like a bitch and tap the mat, face down, ass up? Did we not see that, or no?
Okay, Ricky.
All right. Anyway, before that fight, he had an epic fight with Jose Aldo. You know, he totally got into Jose Aldo's head. You know, Jose Aldo was stiff before the fight even happened. He's one of the best strikers and in the UFC in his division, and we saw what happened when he fought Chad Mendes. He finished him in the second round, like he said he would. But we did see some holes that he exposed. You know, we saw some holes in his grappling, and he got taken down pretty easily by a smaller man. And they confirmed it against Nate Diaz. You know, and he got TKO'd by fucking Floyd Mayweather. I cannot leave that out. He probably got some brain damage.
The fucking GOAT.
And, who knows how much cocaine he's been doing since then. Who knows how much whiskey he's been drinking since then. You know, he started his own whiskey label. He was on something, on the press conference. He seemed drunk to me.
Hey, cocaine never stopped John Jones from being great.
And John Jones is the GOAT. John Jones is the GOAT.
So,
you got me there. So it might not be that bad. It might help him out in the long run, but definitely whiskey ain't gonna help you out. That's gonna deplete your cardio for sure. And you know, to me, that's just kind of a red flag. He hasn't fought in 2 years. What we know McGregor is for his timing, his movement. And, you know, I don't know about you, but what happens if you haven't been in the ring for 2 3 years? Like, your movement's going to be a little off. Your timing's going to be a little bit off. I think he's going to be one of the great. He is one of the greatest. So I'm not going to expect it to be off that much. But I don't know, man. It's hard for me to think that he's like at the top right now. You know, as opposed to Khabib, he's just been fighting. He's been getting a new nutritionist. He's taking this shit seriously, man. You know, he's not out there trying to promote his whiskey. He's only trying to be there focused on his fight. You know, the only thing he cares about is October 6th. Like, you know, he mauled A La Quinta. I mean, he does have bad striking, and like he fights with his chin up. But I think once he takes him down, it's going to be a long night for McGregor. He's going to zap his cardio. He's going to I don't know, unless McGregor doesn't try to get back up, then I don't know how his arms are going to like not get tired from Khabib. I think Khabib's pressure is going to be too much. His takedowns are going to be too much. And we all know what time it is. It's Khabib time. So I got Khabib by mauling. He's probably going to make it nasty for him. I don't think he's going to sub him. I think he's going to fuck him up for 5 rounds, 25 minutes of pure torture, of pure mauling. He doesn't hit hard enough to finish, but he's going to be on top and just pillow fist.
This is an ally Quinta.
Is it a bet, Ricky? Or is it just shit talking?
It's right now. I might bet both. I might bet it. I like the odds. Like I said earlier before this podcast started, if enough people are willing to bet, to me, Khabib should be like a -200. If people are willing to bet Khabib to like -120, or like maybe even like, we'll see how it goes, man. There's a lot of Irish fans out there. So hey, if I see Khabib get to the number I want, I might have to put a bet on it because
Okay.
We all know what happens with McGregor. He likes to tap.
You see that shirt?
McGregor likes to tap.
Okay.
All right. Face down. Tap.
You want to tell him, Justin?
Tap. Go ahead. You guys go. I got Khabib.
Yeah, it's McGregor time, but I'll let Notorious go up next. I'll go last.
All right. Well, first of all, you know, you're talking about Mendes controlling. Conor. He had a torn ACL, 80% torn ACL in that fight. How many fighters would even go and fight someone like Chad Mendes with that injury?
I respect that.
I mean, Jose Aldo showed his true colors, man. He pulled out with a little rib injury, man. Yeah. And Conor went in there and he starched Chad Mendes in the second round. And even, I mean, he did get the takedowns, but did he land a lot of damage? Not really. I mean, he had that one elbow that cut Conor. Conor was never in trouble. He was able to be in his guard for the most time, man, for the most part, you know. And that was, 2015? I expect Conor to be even better with his jiu-jitsu right now. I think he's a brown belt, isn't he? Something like that. But obviously, ground is not where I want it to be. But to get to the ground, you have to close that distance, man. And Khabib, his distance management, man, I don't think is that good, man. Honestly, I don't. I mean, he beat Edson Barbosa and Michael Johnson, 2 known quitters. I mean, if you put pressure on those guys, they quit. Michael Johnson's not even at 155 anymore.
What did McGregor do against Diaz in the first fight? He quit.
I mean, against the guy who lands a lot of shots and can take punishment. Nate Diaz, the only time he's been stopped was by, what's his name, Josh Thompson with a head kick. And he's cornered through, the towel. And he didn't even want to quit then, you know, man. The guy can take punishment. I don't know if Khabib can survive for punishment. You know, we've never really seen him face that kind of adversity. I mean, he got tagged by Michael Johnson with the left hand, but it wasn't like, you know, getting dropped, you know, and like really facing adversity. So, I mean, that's to be seen, you know. So, obviously, I think Conor has, elite striking, elite distance management. I think he is one of the best, if not the best guys at managing distance. Sit the fuck down. I don't want to see that. So yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to how is Khabib going to close that distance, man? Is he going to be smart about it, or is he going to bum rush Conor? I don't think he can bum rush Conor, man.
He's going to bum rush him.
I don't think that's going to be a smart strategy, man. I think he's going to be able to clip him, man, and I don't think Khabib's going to survive that. So, but unlike some people, I think it's going to go past the first round. I mean, a lot of people think it's just going to be either Conor by first round KO or Khabib by, second or third round mauling, man. I think
25 minutes of mauling.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it might be a back and forth battle, honestly, because I think Conor has underrated grappling, not wrestling, just jiu-jitsu. I think he's got underrated jiu-jitsu, and I think if Khabib gets him down, I don't think Conor's gonna quit. You know, I really don't. I mean, maybe in the 4th or 5th round he would quit, but I don't think he's gonna quit after the first takedown. I mean, against Nate Diaz, dude, he landed so many shots and he couldn't put him away, and then he zapped his energy, dude. That's what happened. And then Nate landed the 1-2, and then Conor was, you know, wobbled, and then he shot for a takedown, and the rest is history. But here it's gonna be a different battle, dude. Khabib is not gonna hurt Conor in the feet. I don't think so. And I think it's going to be, pretty much one-way traffic on the feet unless Khabib gets to the clinch early. And I'm going to take Conor, man. I think Conor's going to stop him. It might not be in the first round, but I think Conor will get it done. And let's go. I got 3.9 units overall in Conor. 3.3 units at, let me see. Let me check these odds. Well, first I got 0.6 units really early at plus 175, and then I added 3.3 at plus 160. So that's my last bet for the night. And let's go, the GOAT Conor.
Yeah, so up next, I gotta represent this real quick, but yeah, I'm 0-2, fading Khabib, and I bet Barbosa and Michael Johnson.
I'd be 0-3.
who don't even come close to Conor. I mean, Conor is 100 times better than them, and it's a totally different matchup. Number two, I'm not betting this fight just because I think Conor's gonna win, but I'm
not even confident in your boy.
Oh my god, I'm just not gonna be betting any more plays because I already have one play. But anyway,
Khabib is giving even his fans nightmares.
Hey, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. He's the one. Actually, maybe that's the key. If Justin doesn't fade Khabib, that's when Khabib loses. That's the key, man.
Probably, but his 5-round fight, Quinta. Okay, he won every round, but I mean, you have to say that there was holes in his game in that fight. I mean, his striking did not look that good. Quinta didn't really land that much, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is the best striker he's ever fought in Conor, and Michael Johnson hurt him in that first round. Conor's left hand, I mean, his movement, his striking, I mean, everything is just so fast, man. I mean, if Khabib gets him down, like Notorious said, obviously we'll be sweating because that's not where we want the fight. Khabib's the best grappler in the division, man, but I mean, I really just think that Conor's going to get a knockout. I don't think it's going to be in the first round. I actually agree with Notorious. I think it's going to go back and forth. But saying that, you got Teco against Mayweather. Mayweather's the best fighter in boxing of all time. What do you think? What happened to Khabib fought him in boxing? I mean, come on, man. The same thing. And
Mayweather changed his life.
One round. It would take one round.
Okay, Mayweather changed his life. Let's talk
about Nate Diaz real quick. So the first fight, Conor, dominated him. Then he lost it. He lost it for the first fight, the second round. Then the second fight, it was a back and forth fight, but that was a striking fight. You think Khabib's gonna go out there and strike with him from Conor for 5 rounds? No. That's why Conor got tired. He couldn't even.
No, hey, you idiot! Grappling gets you more tired. By the way.
Okay, well, we haven't really seen Khabib, in a 5-round fight besides the last fight against Quinta. You think he's gonna do that to Conor McGregor?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just think we're all we're all biased in our opinions because we're on obviously we're on Conor, you're on Khabib, but Khabib hasn't been in a kind of fight like this, man. He's fighting the best strikers ever fought in Conor, and I think Conor could hurt him. I mean, we haven't seen Khabib show adversity like Notorious said, man. So I've seen Chad Mendes take him down, and I've seen him get right back up. Yeah, Nate Diaz tapped him out, but it's a different fight, man.
Didn't some other jobber in the Irish guy? What's that one Irish Joe Duffy? Didn't he?
A long time ago, man. Come on, dude. A long time ago.
Fucking journey, man. Imagine what this Russian's gonna do. That's been training with bears. Fuck. And I would hate to bet against that guy.
He's gonna be stiff on the mat.
People act like Khabib's won every round. I mean, the guy lost to T-Bow. He did not win that fight.
Maybe in your world. Maybe in your delusional world.
He did not beat T-Bow, in my opinion.
He did not win every single round of that fight, that's for sure.
No way, dude. So.
Yeah, and Brad Tavares didn't beat Elias Theodorou. Sure, buddy.
Hey, it's a close fight. So, it was 29-28. So why are you bringing up we're not talking about Elias and Brad? So I just think I think it's a close fight, and you act like it's an easy money Khabib, but I don't think so.
I don't. It's gonna be one of the best fights in the year, and I'm so pumped that like we're gonna get to witness it.
I just haven't seen Khabib. I haven't seen Khabib show adversity, man. Because if Connor's probably gonna hurt him, and I don't really know what's gonna happen. Is Khabib gonna quit? What's gonna happen?
I've seen
face down, ass up. That's what's gonna happen.
The thing is,
Connor's gonna turn around, face the mat. He's gonna give up his back.
A lot of Khabib people are saying that Conor doesn't have good cardio, but I think he has a lot of heart, man. I mean, he went 5 rounds with Diaz, and that was a striking fight. So I think Conor's cardio is going to show up here, man. I mean, the guy is definitely more athletic than Khabib. He's more fast than Khabib, and just like Notorious, mentioned a lot of stuff I want to say, but I mean, it's going to be hard for Khabib, man, to get him down. I think just because Conor's so fast, and Conor's going to hurt him on the feet, but I understand how good Khabib is. Khabib's the best, grappler in the division. I actually was going to bet. I was going to bet Tony Ferguson versus Khabib, and I still will if that ever happens. But I understand how good Khabib is. But I think what's going to happen is Conor's going to knock him out with that left hand.
Yeah, it's good. Also, the question mark is Conor's mentality right now. What is his mindset? I mean, he's been doing a lot of drugs in the last 2 years or whatever. I don't know if he's actually gonna he's hungry right now. He was hungry before, and now he's got a lot of money. So hopefully his mindset is there. And if it is, man. What's gonna happen.
You better hope a lot more than his mindset.
He's gonna wake up. He's gonna wake up looking at the bright lights, man.
He's gonna need a lot more than a good mindset. He's gonna need
well, he's got the skills.
Takedown defense. He's gonna need takedown defense.
Go to the big tower, you jobber.
When all bullshit aside, it's a close fight, honestly. So that's why I'm not betting it. But I hope Conor wins. I'll be betting some of my friends, but yeah, I got Conor, I got the Notorious, and I hope he shows up and he gets the win. So yeah, man. So that was that, and I think the next card is 3 weeks away.
Yeah, man, that sucks. Well, Bellator tonight, though. I hope you guys are watching.
I'll be watching, but yeah, I'm glad you guys came on, and let's talk about what are you guys' favorite fights to watch?
I mean, you're getting smoked in fantasy. I want to say that to your followers. So I don't know. Tonight, you mean the favorite fights? I mean,
no, for UFC, bro. What the hell?
Oh, this UFC 229. I mean, definitely Sugar fight. Definitely Reyes fight. I'm very excited about the Lewis and Volkov fight, and the co-main and main event. Yeah, those 5 fights.
All right, man. Yeah, let everybody know where they can follow you on Twitter.
The Notorious Pick, son. The Biggie avatar, like a little picture there. Everyone assumes that's why I'm Notorious Pigs, but I love Conor, and that's the second reason. So yeah, follow me at Notorious_Pigs. It'll be the best decision of your life. So yeah, I would change your bum life.
What kind of Russian are you?
Hey, I actually went to see Khabib win the title in New York, so I like Khabib too, man. I just like Conor more. Sorry.
Nice. It's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, you guys want to plug in your plays, your bets before we go?
I got no bets, but I do think that Formiga's good. I like Volkov, and Teco's a good dog, and we'll see how the Khabib line goes.
No, get out of here. Taco is going to be on ESPN.
Taco Tuesday.
Highlight finishes, man. That's where Taco's going to be on Sunday.
We'll see. He's going to take him down and grind him out.
Yeah, so my bets, I'll just go over them quickly again. I got 3.3 units on Conor at plus 160, 0.6 units on Conor at plus 175. I got 2 units on Derek Lewis at plus 145. I got Sergio Pettis, 2 units at negative 110. I got Sugar, 4 units at negative 245. I got Aspen Lead, 2.5 units at negative 140. And Sugar KO, 1 unit plus 210.
Get your money back. You should hedge. Hedge, bro. Hedge while you still can.
Get out of here. And I have that Reyes, OMalley, and Ferguson parlay at 2.44 units at plus 158. Let's get it.
Yeah, so I usually have 3-4 plays a card, but this card I'm just going to be smart and just have the one play. I think Luque is, going to demolish Turner. I think he's a top 5 guy. And, yeah, thanks, guys, for coming on. And, yeah, we'll be back for next card. Well, I'll be back. And, yeah, so thanks, guys, and we're out of here.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Khabib sucks.